Hi, my name is James.
Hey, this is Jill with Maxwellsounds, and today our Sounds of the Week interview is with Kimberly Alana.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to. Tell us a little bit about some of your musical influences, what got you started playing music.
What got me started playing music was probably my mom. She sang in church, and then she was trying to learn how to play piano, and much to her annoyance, I would play the top part of the piano as she was playing songs. And she decided, okay, well, I'll just put her in piano lessons. So at least if she's going to play along with me, she can play something that actually sounds nice instead of randomly hitting keys. So from there, just kids choirs in churches. And then once I got to be a teenager, of course, like, I was, in case you didn't know, I just had a single come out called Bible Belt, so I was very much so a church kid, so DC Talk, and I wanted everything, like everything within me to be as close to DC Talk as possible, so I would listen to their CDs over and over and over again and try to imitate them, and then watch their videos and try to imitate those as well. But now that I'm older, I'd say my bigger influences are probably artists like Sarah Bareilles and John Mayer, and as far as watching performers, I absolutely adore Grace Potter and the Nocturnals. They are the most amazing live band to me. And people like Gary Clark Jr., I love his sound as well. So I feel like I'm really kind of influenced by a lot of different artists.
Well, it sounds like you've been encouraged, too, by your family to keep going with it.
A little
Even
bit.
if your mom was like, no, stop it.
Yeah, she was like, oh, that's enough. Let me play my song.
Well, did you start out playing the piano?
I did. I started out playing the piano and, of course, like the children's choir kind of things. And then I felt like it was everywhere I went. So there was home where, come home from school, got to practice piano, then go to school, and then there's music class, and like, oh, I learned this in piano lessons. I know what this is. And then go to church and you go sing there. So it was just, music was kind of
Everywhere.
I feel like it was everywhere.
Yeah, sounds like it. Do you have other musicians in your family?
My brother, if he's watching this, my brother sings. You wouldn't know that he sings because he doesn't sing now, but he used to sing. Of course, I already mentioned my mom. My grandmother on my dad's side, she was very musical, very, very musical.
Mine too.
But other than that, to me, yes, but if like a professional musician in my family, no, not really.
Yeah. Well, I'm really curious also about what you said in regards to your experiences in your Bible Belt single, which just recently came out. So could you speak to that a little bit more?
Yeah, that song came from, people were like, well, tell us who you are. Who are you? What kind of experiences do you have? Like, how did you grow up? And I noticed that when talking to people, if I was like, well, I was a church kid, I was kind of born under a pew, that people would be like, oh, bless your heart. And I'm like, well why? like I see nothing wrong with how I grew up. Like, I'm not saying it was like, I'm not saying it's the best and everybody should have grown up that way. I'm not saying that it was awful either. I'm just saying, like, hey, this is me, and it has everything to do with me and who I am today. And that's just kind of where that song came from. I was, the hums is actually how it started out, like the humming in the beginning of the single. And that just came from going to churches with my dad deep in Mississippi. And I just thought it was really cool, and I wanted to try and harness that sound. And I sat on it for years. I didn't do anything. And then I was like, well, it's time to do something with this now. And out came the single.
Wonderful. I'm glad you did it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thanks. I'm glad that you're glad I did it.
Well, it sounds like you had a lot of influence that led up to that particular kind of identity, like that you were.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know.
And I just think it was funny because I sat on it for so long, and then when it's finally like, okay, it's time to put words to it, it didn't really take that long at all. I met Maxwell at some point through a mutual friend that I knew in high school. And we met actually not too far from where we are right now at a Starbucks around the corner. And he wanted me to like sing in the Starbucks or go outside and sing or something, and I didn't want to. And he took a picture of half my face. It was, in case you've been a part of that Faces project and you remember this. Then I didn't hear from him for a very long time. And then I think back in 2012, he called me up and we met again at a Starbucks where again he wanted me to sing in front of people. And I actually did that time, and which was another funny story in itself. I actually did that time, and then I started hosting, and I hosted for about a little over a year.
Excellent. What did you play out there?
When he had me sing, I didn't play anything. I sang for.
Okay.
I sang for. There were 2 tables outside, and I was like, if I'm going to sing, I'm not going to sing inside because it's a little awkward. I'll sing outside. So he gave me a choice between some people who look my age and a mom and her daughter, and I thought, well, okay, I'll do the mom and her daughter. And I sang some Selena Gomez song that the little girl wanted, and then the lady was actually really rude. She goes, "You have a really pretty voice, but just so you know, I have a friend who's auditioning for American Idol, and I'm going to be rooting for her. See, you sing the same style as her, and she's really good, so I'm going to be cheering for her." And she was just really rude and condescending, and then I went inside and was like, that lady, a whole probably not so words that couldn't be used in front of a camera came out of my mouth about the lady.
Where can we find your single?
My single is available on iTunes and Amazon MP3.
Okay.
You can look up my name, Kimberly Alana. It's spelled A-L-A-N-A. Or a really easy way that will direct you to everything is just kimsingsongs.com.
kimsingsongs.com. Got it.
A lot of different ways of spelling Alana, so it's confusing.
Got it. Is there anything you would like to tell us that's kind of not musically related that is a fun fact?
A fun fact? I don't know if it's really fun or not, but I come across very scatterbrained, and like I have a whole bunch of things in my head at once. But what's probably surprising is I'm actually very planned. I write everything out. I actually have my planner. It's sitting over there. It's just very thick and it's very big. I'd say that that's about all I have to share.
Well, I'm very much thankful that you have shared your voice with this community, and I was listening to your music, and it gave me chills while I was listening to your Alicia Keys cover.
Thank you.
I was sitting at the coffee shop, and I was like, oh, God, and I was overcome with it. So I absolutely mean that, and it was very moving, so thank you. And for planning, because that takes some planning. You got to have some planning to do that, right? To stay dedicated to your craft.
Yeah, you got to. If you don't have
some passion for it.
Yeah, if you don't have a vision, then what are you working toward?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being with us. I know this is our very first live Sounds of the Week interview, and I'm just honored to meet you and to be here with you.
Oh, so thank you. Thank you all for having me.
This is Kimberly Alana. You can find us at facebook.com Sounds of the Week, and also facebook.com Maxwellsounds. We'll see you next week.